Hey everyone, Dr. Hawk here with another episode of Star Citizen FM. Hope you're all doing well today, and I hope to cover as much news and interesting things as I possibly can. This episode, as usual, I'll be reviewing what was said in the last Wingmans Hanger. This would be Wingmans Hanger Episode 6, as well as a few other things. I also have the PC specs for Chris Roberts' rig. I think I mentioned that back in a few episodes, so we can bask in the glory of his super machine, as well as, if I can check my notes, a few other little tidbits, so we'll get to that later. Anyways, Wingmans Hanger 6. We've already reached 6 episodes of Wingmans Hanger. Eric himself seems shocked. He shouldn't be. It's a very successful little series, I think. Week in review. Robert Irving, if you remember him from last episode, has started. He's getting to work now, and now producing full awesome assets for Star Citizen, and now we only have to wait a few more months until we can play with them. Cloud Imperium Games, according to Eric, is also searching for a physics programmer. So if you are a physics programmer who has skills, send them your resume as well as the details for your physics programmer. Yeah, okay, I don't know. I was trying to do something really stupid there. But yeah, they need a guy who is good with the physics programming, good coder, good programmer, good, yeah. Send them a link or a resume and see if you can help the guys out. This actually would probably be a good opportunity for any of the individuals at Junction Point. If you're unaware, they were a studio owned by Disney that recently just got shut down. If I recall correctly, they were actually responsible for example, the epic Mickey series. So, as always, it's very unfortunate seeing industry members, lose jobs and positions. So, my thoughts and prayers go out to those men and women, and hope there's very short downtime and that you guys find some jobs. But with the amount of talent that they have, I'm going to be optimistic and assume that you guys will all get hired and will make the next doomsday weapon for whomever. But then again, Junction Point, if you're a physics programmer, go talking to CIG. In fact, actually, how about all of the Junction Point guys go to CIG? Maybe. Other news we have, Ben Alisnik. If you guys have seen him in chat roll or on the forums, be sure to congratulate the man. He has actually proposed and is now engaged. So next time you see Ben, give him a high five or send him a pizza, because some of you have done that before. And yeah, give the guy a pat on the back, a clap, claws, whatever it may be. Ben, congratulations, man. I know we haven't talked much. Still looking forward to that interview. But in the meantime, good for you, man. That's a very happy picture. I'll actually try to do a still frame from Wingman's Hanger here, and should be posted right now. Congrats to you, Ben. Hope you two have many wonderful, happy years ahead of you. Other news: the first draft of Squadron 42 is now in progress. So we now actually have a rough idea of where the story is actually going, in the sense, well, we don't actually have a sense of the story, but progress is being made otherwise. Don't know what it is, any details whatsoever, how long. Eric, at this point, you are being very good at teasing us and drip feeding us, because at this point I want more, and it is making me angry in a good, happy, angry way, if there is such a thing. So first draft of Star Citizen is on its way and in progress, so maybe in the future we can look forward to possible at least plot, an idea, or maybe we'll just have to wait till the game releases and bask in its glory. Whatever that glory may be. Aside from glory and story, Wingman also took some more time for some forum feedback from you guys. I believe there were 6 questions asked. The first one being, will the Hornet be restricted in flight capability? So will it have range or fuel costs, etc.? He said, well, he said it would depend on your capabilities. I don't think there would be fuel costs. The other question it was related to is, will it have a jump drive? And he actually ended up answering that all ships will have a jump drive. So I don't think you'd ever be in the situation where you'd just be chugging it from point A to point B across the universe. That would probably make me take some pliers and pull my eyes out of their sockets. So every ship will have a jump drive. The capabilities of these jump drives, or your speed, etc., will be dependent on your configuration and ship type. So I'm assuming if you're a small, well, actually this is assumed here. If you're a small, fast, light fighter, you could be faster at warping and moving around. Or it could be the complete opposite. It's the bigger, heavier ships that can, mount the bigger stuff and can go farther and faster, but the lighter, ships might need to do short hops because they don't have as big an engine. No specific details yet, so as of now, ships will have jump drives. Ships will not be restricted by fuel, possibly. That's what I gathered from that question. And it will be dependent on how you configure it, so probably tune your ship so it does the fastest speed possible but can't turn worth a damn. You basically made a human missile. The next question, will there be different weapons? This is something I actually should have asked. I think these are subscriber-based questions, and if I remember looking at the forums, and I'm not actually a subscriber, unfortunately. So that's actually a good thing, because if I was, I think I'd have a bad habit of spreading subscriber news when I'm not supposed to be. So regardless, will there be different weapons? Yes. There will not just be laser beams. There will not just be bullets. There will not just be missiles. There will be a variety of any possible imagination. This, me guessing, guns, lasers, mass drivers, railguns, ion cannons, exothermic, laser explosion, I don't know, just they could, sky's the limit with what they want to do with their weapons, so this is good, because Dr. Hawk, and I will let you guys know, has always liked this. That sound is like an orgasm for my ears. Nothing better than 3,000 rounds a minute. If I can find a rotary autocannon, I will use it. Or chain gun, or equivalent, or minigun sort of thing. So yeah, there we go. I'll be looking forward to that. Eric, Chris, CIG. If there are no rotary autocannons, I will be upset. The next question asked was, back then it was mentioned if there would be a closed backer subscriber area in the website. Currently, we don't have that. Eric says that yes, the new site is being developed by a Montreal studio, in fact. So, grats on Canada! Yay, I'm from Canada, and it makes me feel somewhat special, even though I have nothing to do with the development. New site is coming from a Montreal studio. It will be awesome, apparently, and we will not be worthy of its awesomeness. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what the new website will look like. Another one of the questions that was brought up was any varieties in dogfighting. Are we going to have the infamous Loop-de-Loop Simulator 2013? Yes. No, we won't be having that. Eric mentioned possibilities of nebulas, asteroid fields, different types of, quotation marks, terrain, end quotation marks, in space of all places. But nebulas, for example, providing, from what I can sound like the way he's saying it, effects, shields, or maybe your movement, so debuffs, buffs. Asteroid fields, if they don't, affect your ship in any way, of course it'd be obstacles. You don't want to plow into an asteroid. So, providing some terrain and, means to escape and hide and get crafty. And maybe if you're just unlucky in the dead of space, you will have Loop-de-Loop Simulator 2013. And a quick note on that, that is not always a bad thing. If two pilots keep engaging in loops and actually can't outwit each other, that's showing sometimes pilots that actually know what they're doing and they keep outmaneuvering each other. Yeah, it's still funny and boring to look at though. So Star Citizen can look forward to some interesting locales to visit. Another one, I'm saying way too much. What kind of eats are in the office was another question asked. According to Eric, everybody eats out all the time. In fact, as I've said before, some of the community members have even sent CGI food. That's actually very commendable to whoever has done that so far, so congrats to you guys. Can I get some food, please? I like sushi. In the meanwhile, the other sort of goofy question asked, leg or breast? Wingman likes his dark meat. He said it himself. Not much other news in terms of forum feedback, so he moved next to world news. Big thing in the world news, I believe it was called C2992 kph, or kilometers per hour, or sorry, per second. I'll try to link the full site as well as the name of the sci-fi film, but a independent sci-fi film produced with all the modern equipment, digital cameras, etc. But they actually built the set, ship pieces, everything from scratch, harkening back to the old days of sci-fi films that use, pegboard, lights, cheap, but really actually almost, I don't know how to put it exactly. I guess it just provides a nostalgic feel for those that enjoyed the goofy, cheap sci-fi setups of old. And nowadays, when everybody's using green screen, these guys kept to the original formula. I watched a little bit of it. I'd suggest you go check it out. I actually do want to finish that tonight, so I'll probably be trying to finish the whole thing. Link should be in the description. As I mentioned before, YouTube doesn't like anything that's not related to it. So check the description, support indie developers. If I remember from what Eric said, the Kickstarter actually received twice of what their goal was. So, more money and more awesome things coming from that development studio. So, looking forward to more films from them. Also, news update from the Constellation. There's no weather in space. Come on. Little goofy things here and there being thrown out by Eric. I'm really liking the new little tidbits they have. Sometimes a little weird, but it's good to know that there's no weather in the Constellation. There were some major things that he did mention, and that they went over in detail. I will actually maybe consider putting up the full interview, but Chris Roberts himself went to go visit Oculus VR. Oculus VR are the guys that both made, kickstarted, as well as produced the Oculus Rift VR headset. If you don't know what that is, I will try to provide a web page link, but I believe CGI is looking for integration with Oculus VR into Star Citizen. I think that was announced from the get-go. But they're cool little interview, cool little tidbits that you get to see. You'll get to see how an Oculus is actually put together. I believe a 3D printer and foam. Although you also get to see the production model, or at least close to what the production model will be for the headset. So looking forward to when that releases. And if this works, if it does what it does, then Chris Roberts will have achieved, in my opinion, his view of totally immersing you in his universe. After that, Eric finished off with an interview with Chris Smith, the lead vehicle artist at CGI Games. If you guys remember before, I believe I mentioned him. If not, he has also appeared in the chat roll and forums, so if you see him again, say hi. And if you're interested in seeing some of the in-depth process that goes into the vehicle work of Star Citizen, that being the spaceships, check the interview out in Wingmans Hanger. I'd also like to finish off this part of the show with a quick request. If you guys would like me to actually include the interviews and maybe recap them, tell me now. That will add to the show time, and I know some of you guys, don't want longer, and some of you want it shorter, or vice versa. Still trying to find that sweet spot, but if you guys want me to recap the interviews, let me know, and I'll definitely consider that for future episodes. So that pretty much covers it for Wingman's Hanger. There were a few other news clippets. There's some subscriber wallpapers released that will be available to, I believe, everyone else in a week or so. So if you want to grab those now, you subscribers, grab them now. And if you're not, and you're like me, you'll just have to wait. Chris Taylor. Some of you might know who this gentleman is. He is actually a hero of my childhood. Chris Taylor, responsible for pretty much some of the greatest games in the world. Total Annihilation, Dungeon Siege, Supreme Commander. Basically any game that is an RTS or strategy. Mostly just TA and Supreme Commander I played. But Chris Roberts actually had a sit down and just chatted up with Chris Taylor for a bit. Chris Taylor is actually trying to fund a new game. They have it up on Kickstarter. I'll try to link that as well. And I believe it's called Wild Man. Now I haven't looked too much into it yet because I've mostly been pretty busy. But Chris Taylor, Chris Roberts, they're both Chris's. We funded one Chris, we should fund the other. No, check out the interview with Chris Taylor and the talk between Chris and Chris. Jeez, that is confusing now that I think about it. Very interesting, and if you're a big fan of his work, let's support those artists out there. Pretty important, and Chris's resume, Taylor that is, speaks for himself. Okay, I'm gonna have to just call him 1 and 2. That's easier. 1 and 2. So check that out. Link will be in the description. And the final thing I wanted to close on is, before in one of my previous episodes, Eric said they would be posting the PC specs to what Chris uses for development, everyday use, etc. This is interesting.
Initiate phase 1. Power up the base cannon. Fire.
So interesting, the thing needs an epic voiceover. Asus X79 Pro motherboard. More pro than your MLG team of amateurs. Intel i7 3960 Extreme Edition. 32GB of RAM. 500GB solid state drive. Not one, but 2 GTX 680 SLI video cards. What are you, a casual? This computer will produce graphics so amazing it will melt your face off. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is only one machine. He has 2.
Well then, sorry about that. It had to be done. If you actually want to not listen to a retarded voice and go check it out, there is a link in the description detailing both machines he uses, both at the LA office as well as the Austin office. Both machines are beautiful. Chris, you make men like me feel inadequate in many ways. Although, quick shout out to Chris, don't know if you'll get it. I have to give you props on the Dragon desktop. Yeah, dragons are the best, and that makes you the best. Because dragons, and that should be all the reason you need. Anyways, that is pretty much all I had for Star Citizen FM5. I'm not including the intro video that had troubles. This is now 5 videos, so yay!
And just you wait until I have 5 more episodes, or 50 more episodes, or 500,000 episodes. Maybe.
And maybe I need to stop using that voice. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, I actually am starting to toy around with some other features I have at my disposal. Maybe see if I can get a little bit more humor, or just be weird. Anyways, this is Dr. Hawk signing off. You guys take care, and fly safe.